afternoon all. On behalf of IOT Academy, we welcome you all for the first session of National Level Faculty Development Program on the fundamentals of research and research methodology. Let me introduce the research person of today's session, Dr. Priyanka Chawla. Dr. Priyanka Chawla is currently working as a senior assistant professor at Prestige Institute of Management and Research, Indore. She is a finance personnel with 12 years of experience in academic domain. Her qualifications include MBA, PhD from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and postdoctoral fellowship from ICSSR, New Delhi. She has coordinated and has attended numerous workshops, FDPs, national and international conferences. Dr. Priyanka has been invited as a speaker by various organizations and has delivered sessions on ICT tools, research methodology, and hands-on SPSS. She is the recipient of many awards and was honored with the Faculty of the Year Award in 2020. She has to her credit more than 30 publications and has also published 2 books. With this, we hand over the session to Dr. Priyanka Chawla. We welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and for this nice introduction of mine. And once again, I would like to thank IOT Academy and Ms. Jaya Lakshmi ji and entire team of IOT Academy for having a trust or always showing trust on me and giving me opportunity to speak on the topics. So today, I have been given a topic of research culture and ethics. So let me share my screen. I request all the participants to unmute themselves as and when required because we will be having exercise. Either you can write down in the chat box if you have any query or if you want to ask anything, or if I ask some type of MCQs, then you can unmute yourself or you can type in the chat box. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Thank you so much. So, in this, I will be covering a topic. Who are researchers? What is research? Everybody knows what is research. But still, we will have a discussion on this. Who will be the researchers? Who contribute in the research activity? What are the different type of research? Because people generally get confused. What are the different type of research and which research is to be applied in which type of activities? So in this research culture and ethics, I have covered some important topics like how to select the topics. So let us have a general discussion on research. What is research from your point of view? How will you describe research? Jagdish ji, you have raised your hand. Is there any query that you want to ask? Or just by mistake, you have raised your hand? Just lower it down if you don't have any question. So what is research? You might be having idea about research. So from your viewpoint, what is research? How will you define research? Or why we do research? Any answer from your side?
To find solution to the problems.
Yes.
It can be related to the environmental aspects or biotech aspects,
Yes.
or any other field. The new rising problems which are there, so we need to find the solution.
Yes.
And,
In simple words, we can say research means to find out the solution. But you all know very well, re means again. Search means finding out. When we find out again and again, the new output will be released, right? It is a step-by-step process which involves some phases. And when this research, when we again and again do some research, it becomes a process. So in short, we can say that it is being carried out to solve the problem. In simple words, we can say it is a process of collecting, analyzing information, and creating understanding of the real world situation. So this is the bookish language. But if in short we can talk about the research, research means to add knowledge. We are moving from unknown to known. Right? This type of research cycle will create it, because when we search, when we find out the answer, then again there is a might be possibility that there is a gap. Again we can
बैंक अकाउंट में
I hope it is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So research means we are moving again and again just to find out the solution. Once we find out the solution, if there is a gap, then we search it again to fill the gap. So new output will be created, right? So why do we go for research? If you have chosen teaching as a profession, then you have to go for PhD to get a job, right? So we have chosen research. We want to go for research just to get a job, to satisfy our ego. If somebody, if our colleague, or I can say if my friend is doing research activity, he go for PhD, then why can't I? This type of, just to satisfy our ego, just to add one more degree in the CV, we go for research. Research is also required for promotion from assistant level to associate to professor. So research is required for the promotion in academics. Sometimes if you have interest in research activity, you want to do something else, you want to learn new things, you want to apply some tools, then you go for research activity because it is your area of interest. Some people choose research activity, carry out research activity just to contribute towards the society. And these people may be students, professors, research centers, researchers, practitioners, newspaper people, TV networks. These are some of the people who gather information, collect information, and represent it, right? So just to contribute towards society, like NGOs, so for social welfare program, scientists, practitioners, these are the people who actually do research activity and bring something positive toward the society. So who are researchers? These are our researchers, student, professor, research center. But is there any age limit for this? Do researchers have to face some phases? So let us see that thing. In general, the lifespan of individual is divided into 5 phases. The period of development is categorized into 5 phases. Stage 1 is of daydreamer. These are the people who come under the age below 18 years. These are those people who follow their role models. They are not independent. They are dependent on others. They follow their role models. What has been asked from them, they just do it. So they are daydreamers. They want to learn something. The second stage is of young adult, which fall in the age limit between 18 to 35 years. These are called explorer. These are people who are at learning stage, right? These are the people who are at learning stage. They want to take risk because they have nothing to lose. So they can take risk in their life. They explore themselves in new areas. They are risk takers, in short, we can say. The third stage is of adult. These people are in the age group between 36 to 55 years, and these are called builders. Whatever they have learned, they just implement it. Right? Whatever, they jump into the opportunities. They work on their strength and try to improve their weakness. And the fourth stage is of senior person. These people comes under the age limit between 56 to 72 years, and these are called mentors who cope up with the situation. They are not concerned about how to get the things done by others. They are more concerned about how to deal with the situation, how to cope up with the situation, how to come out from the negative things. And last stage is of giver after 72 years, which we can say super senior. They revisit their aspiration, right? So these are the simple stages of the individual, the 5 stages. Similarly, researchers have some phases. The research journey when start and when it ends up to the point of PhD. The research journey, the journey of starting and up to the point of completing the PhD. This is called the phase 1 and it is called early stage researcher. They work under the guidance of their supervisor. They are in search of knowledge. They are curious, they are ambitious, they want to do something. So whatever work is allotted, they just go and make critical analysis on that. Because they develop the attitude of learning. These are at learning stage. These researchers are at learning stage. Stage 2 of researcher is recognized researchers. Recognized researchers means PhD holder. They have already completed their PhD, but they are not independent. They are not able to perform the statistical tool or do not able to perform work independently. They want someone to guide. They have mastery over the research, but they are not independent. They have ability to conceive, design, implement, adopt, program with integrity. But they want to communicate with peers and then they go ahead. The third stage is of established researcher. Established researcher means they are now independent. They establish the reputation in the area of research. They have published paper in good journal, reputed journals. They act as a mentor. They guide others what to do and what to do, how to select the topics. And now they are working in the collaborating research projects. So these are called established researchers. Having experience in all this field, the last stage is of leading researcher. Leading researchers means who lead in their research work. Now they are fully independent. They act as a professional developer. They act as a mentor. They guide you. They suggest you. They are invited in the talks. They are invited in the sessions. Now they are able to create innovative and creative environment in the research area. So these are the leading researchers who now able to create something. So next is people generally face problem how to select the topic, especially early stage researcher and recognized researchers too. If I ask from you, so what are the problems that are faced by you while selecting the topic? Because there are many reasons, and when people select the topic, there is some biasness. Like, there is some biasness. Biasness in the sense, when I ask some people, they selected the topic on the basis of some biasness. Some said that my husband is working or my wife is working in this particular industry, like banking sector or insurance sector. So it will be very easy for us to gather the information to collect the data. That's why I have selected this topic. So this is the biasness. This is not a right way to choose the topic. Some people have chosen the topic just because your guide has assigned that topic to you. You might not be having interest in that topic, but you have selected that topic. Why? Because your guide has allotted to you. So if you are not interested at all in that research work, then you will not be able to go further. Why so? Because it is like that selection of topic is similar to selection of spouse, right? If you marry with the right husband, then
Excuse me, ma'am.
and you have to be a part of the cross questioning of the experts. So always be aware of the topics that you are selecting. Be cautious while selecting the topic. Another reason is personal life experience. Personal life experience means some people are there who switch from industry to academic, who come in the academic domain after year of experience in industry. So they find it easy to take that industry as a base of research. So personal life experience is the another problem of selecting the topic, and it is moreover biasness, create biasness. Existing thesis available. Some people choose the topic where dissertation or thesis are already available, and they just want to make some modification in that, especially in Shodh Ganga. People refer Shodh Ganga and then they carried out further research. There are another problem, another reason of selecting the topic is financial limitation, current trend, or we can say peers. Just because your friend is saying this topic is much more in demand, so you select that topic. So these are not a way of selecting the topic. What you have to do if you want to select a right topic? Let us have a discussion. What if you want? Do you have any idea what you have to do for better selection of topic? Anybody who wants to speak? Selection of topic. I have given you the biasness of selecting the topic, but can you suggest anything so that we can improve how to select the topic? Although I will be telling you, but whatever comes in your mind, just have a discussion on this. Do you want to speak anything? Or if you want, you can write it on the chat box. Have you written? No, not written. Are you all listening to me now? Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam. Yes.
So, what are the criteria of selecting the topic, or what should we do? What is the crucial problem occurred in the society? Yes, we can select on that. But how you are going to know it is the crucial problem? You have to be a recent issue in society. So how will you come to know? With the help of newspaper, right? TV. So what you have to do, you should select on the topic which is the area of your interest, right? Choose the topic of your interest, and you should search the recent issues of the societies with the help of TV, with the help of newspaper, right? The burning issues. The topic, whatever you have selected, should be multi-bagger. Multi-bagger means whatever the topic you are selecting, it should give 100 times return to you. For example, you might have heard about the topic You might have heard about the cervical model of Parshuraman, right? We are using the scale again and again. Every researcher of service quality is using that scale, and it is giving you 100 times return, right? Or Damodar in case of valuation. So we have to choose the topic which gives you 100 times return, which we can use, and we can refer that questionnaire. We can refer that scale in future. You have to select the best journal for that. Again, the question arises how to find out best journal. So there is a way to cannot go, or we cannot take all the issues because it might not be possible for us. I hope my voice is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Vidyaji,
Some disturbances, ma'am. Had some disturbance. We were not able to hear you for just 2 seconds, and then it was normal, ma'am.
now it is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is audible, ma'am.
Okay. Still it is breaking.
No, ma'am. Now it is perfect, ma'am.
So these are the tips of selecting the topic. Now, again, the people generally get confused. Which type of research is this and how to handle this research? Suppose if I go for this topic, then what should be the research design? People generally get confused because there are n number of research available. For example, we have descriptive research. Right? We have descriptive research. Descriptive means which is describing something. Which is describing something. Describe means it is describing the statement of affairs of individual or group. Right? It answer the question who, how, where, when, and what. It is describing about the situation. Here we do not focus on cause and effect relationship. Just keep this in your mind. Here we are simply describing the things, describing the phenomena, describing the individual, describing group. But we are not talking about cause and effect relationship. For example, if we talk about consumer perception, we will take perception of consumer with the help of 5 points or 7-point Likert scale. And we simply describe whether he is happy or not happy, whether he is satisfied or not satisfied. We are simply describing their views, our opinion. We are not applying any test, but we are describing the things. So it is called descriptive research. Right? Next is exploratory. Again, anybody who's having idea about exploratory research, how we can go for exploratory research? Anybody, if you want to speak anything, because we have a long way to go, and I have put some questions in that so that you can answer in the form of MCQs. Anybody want to say exploratory research? Exploratory, the word itself has a meaning explore. That means it is not yet explored. It is your researcher's duty to explore the things. It is the beginning of the research. You have little information, little is known. You have little information of the facts, but now you have to create it. You have to gain the background. You have to work on the background. You have the background information, but you have to work a lot on creating the background information. You have to define the terms. You have to clearly state the problems. You have to develop the hypothesis, objective, and research questions. Exploratory in simple words means it is the beginning of the research, right? For example, if I take the example of doctor, suppose you go to the doctor and you tell ki my fever, I have a fever of 101 degree. Doctor, what will doctor will do? Doctor will give you simple medicine. But after 3 days, what will happen? You again come with the problem that my fever has not gone. Doctor will diagnose you. He will give you better medicine now. The power of medicine will be higher. Again, what the same problem will be there. He is not getting what has happened to you. Then he go for test. He go for dengue test. He go for malaria test. He is researching. It is the beginning of research. He is exploring, right? So this is called exploratory research because we don't have background. We are going. So here you have to make use of secondary source of information, case studies, literature reviews, just to know what was there in the past and now how can we handle this, because we are going to explore. When corona comes, at the time of corona, the symptoms of corona was same, but people was not able to diagnose which problem is this. I hope it is clear. Exploratory, I hope it is clear. Exploratory, yes. Historical research. Again, the name itself has a meaning. Historical means history. We focus on historical part. We focus on history and we find out, we solve the problem of future, right? On the basis of past experience, we predict future. For example, especially it happens in stock market. Investor in stock market. This is the best example for historical research, right? Next, fundamental research. How will you describe fundamental research? Fundamental means basic research, pure research. So, fundamental basic means it is not involved with the practical problem. It deals with yourself. It is not commercialized. It is not for commercial use. It is for your knowledge. It is for your upgrading the knowledge, to add the existing knowledge. Fundamental. Like we go for theory of relativity by Einstein or law of gravity. So these are the fundamental research by the scientist. Again, applied and action research. Applied is sometimes called action research, but there is a little bit difference between the two. Applied means applied means to solve the immediate problem of the society. It is used. Applied means to find out the solution, immediate solution of the society. Whatever is faced by the society, what you are doing, you are finding the immediate problem. Accordingly, you are finding the solution. Finding out the solution is the part of applied, right? Like it can be used for policy formulation, administration, and understanding for the phenomena. But finding out the immediate problem is the part of applied research. But solving it is the part of action research. Simple example I would like to give you, at the time of pandemic. When it was a time of pandemic, we were nervous and we were scared. We were not going out of our house. So the immediate finding. What we have found? That people should be vaccinated. So this is called applied. But people should be vaccinated, okay. But what action we have to perform? The action we can take only after when we get some sample. We have to test some people. We have to check the reaction of the people, how this vaccination will work. So this is called action research. I hope it is clear. Difference between applied and action. Next is, so here we have a difference between fundamental and applied research. Fundamental, as I have already told you, it is the addition to the knowledge. Applied means we are providing solution to the existing problem. Fundamental is more towards discovery or innovation, and it is more towards academics. Applied means, like at the time of Corona, we have innovated some drugs, medicines. It is used for practical purpose, real life situation, right? So conceptual, as the name itself says, concept. It is based on some concept. It is used by philosophers or thinkers. On the basis of extensive LOR, literature of review, we draw conclusion. We develop new concept or reinterpret the existing concept in case of conceptual research. So most of the LR was given to you, and on the basis of that, while reading that literature review, we come up with a conclusion. Either we come up with a new concept or we reinterpret it. Empirical means it is data-based research. Data is collected based on your past experience or observation. So this is called empirical research. Ex post facto. It is we generally use this ex post facto. It is used in social science and business organization. It deals with what has happened and what is happening. It shows the relationship between cause and effect. Here we use independent variable as well as dependent variable. We apply some tools, statistical tools like t-test, ANOVA. So this is called ex post facto. Let us take one example. After accident, police arrive and police take the information from the public. What has happened? And now they are going to link it. Who has done this accident? How this accident has happened? So there is a linkage between the variable. Analytical matlab means facts and information are already available, and we are using that facts and information in our research. For example, private bank data are available, and we want to know the turnover of private bank, or we want to compare the private bank with public banks. The turnover, the sales of past 10 years are given. So this is called analytical. The facts and information which are already available, and now we are come up with the new things. Again, qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative means it is not related to numbers. Quantitative means it is related to numbers, right? So quantitative means it is related to numerical data. We come up with the conclusion, but how to come up with the conclusion? First, we start with theory. I am talking about quantitative. Quantitative means numerical. First, we start with theory. Then we formulate hypothesis. Then we make observation, and then we confirm by testing the hypothesis. So it is called deductive reasoning. We are going straight away. We are going to test the data. As it is called deductive reasoning, that's why it is called top-down approach. So here the sample size taken is large. So questionnaire, survey, census, checklist are the example of this quantitative research.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Priyanka ma'am will be joining soon. Maybe she would have got some network disturbances. We are very sorry for the inconvenience. She'll be joining us soon.
May I know where we have left the meeting? Actually, from my side, there was a technical issue. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Now we are audible, ma'am.
So, may I know where we have left? Actually, I was just speaking. So I
Qualitative
have no
and
idea.
quantitative, ma'am.
Sorry.
Qualitative and quantitative, ma'am. Difference. You were in that slide, ma'am.
So I have completed all the things of quantitative and
Yes, ma'am.
qualitative.
You were speaking about that, ma'am. Qualitative and quantitative. 16th slide, ma'am.
Okay, I will repeat it.
Yes, ma'am.
So quantitative, just a minute. So quantitative means here we are talking about number. Here we are talking about numeric data. Quantitative. So it since we are talking about numeric data, we have to apply some statistical tool. Like we have to test the hypothesis. So while going to for the quantitative analysis, first we have to start with the theory. Then we have to formulate the hypothesis. Then we make observation, and then after applying the tools, we confirm those hypotheses. Since it is based on the valid proof, so that's why it is called deductive reasoning, and it is called top-down approach. Quantitative analysis is used for large sample size. If we call about the qualitative analysis, qualitative means here the object is to develop the understanding. We are mainly focusing on the understanding the what we say, the mentality of the people, the human being. It is generally used in social science and psychology, but we want to know what people, what others think, what they feel. So what we just directly observe them. On the basis of observation, we develop tentative hypothesis, and then we go for theory. So this is called bottom-up approach, right? Since it is called qualitative analysis, so there is no statistical tool required, and it is used mainly for small sample size. So the tools which we use for qualitative research analysis is questionnaire, focus group, interview. So let us have one exercise on this. Participants, this exercise is for you. The research which is exploring new facts through the study of past is called. Which one is this? Yes, participants. Can you will you be able to answer this question? The research which is exploring new facts through the study of past is called?
Historical, ma'am.
Yes, historical. Because we are here talking about historical. We are talking about past study, and now we are going for the future. So this is called historical research. Again, match the column. Just a minute. Match the column.
Ma'am, fourth option is not visible.
Sorry.
Fourth option is not visible, ma'am.
Options are not there. You have to tell which is used for historical research, which is used for survey method, which is used for philosophical and experimental research.
Past event is used for historical method.
Wait, historical deals with
Past event.
past
Past event.
Survey
Present.
deals with present.
Present.
Philosophical or experimental?
Vision.
Vision. Experimental
Sorry?
failure.
Philosophical
Experimental
vision
failure.
and experimental future.
Philosophical?
Vision.
Vision.
Yeah.
Yes. And experimental or future?
Future.
Next. So I'm moving forward. Next. The study in which investigator attempt to trace an effect is known as survey research, ex post facto, historical, or summative.
It's B.
Because here
It's
we are
ex
talking
post.
about cause and effect. And the cause
Yes.
and effect.
Ex
Who
post
is going
facto.
to tell the cause and effect relationship? Ex post facto is telling us
Yes.
about cause and effect relationship. Next is the type of research typically conducted by the teacher, counselor, and other professionals to answer questions they have and to specifically solve them to local problems.
Ma'am, predictive research. Option C, predictive research.
Once again, we'll try.
Action research, sir.
The type of research
It's
typically
B, action
conducted
research.
by the teachers, counselors, and other
B, action
professionals to
research, ma'am.
answer the question. Because here we are trying to solve the query of the local society, local problem. So that's why we are moving to the action research. Right? Next one. Next one. We received past 10 years data from NABARD.
C, analytical, ma'am.
Yes, because facts and
Analytical.
information are already available and we are using it. Right? Right? I hope it is clear to all.
Yes.
Now. Okay, everybody has answered. Now, moving ahead. Now, again, some people face the problem of research gap. What is research gap? Gap. Expectation, when we are not able to meet our expectation and actual what we want to do. So this is the gap that we have to fill, right, with the help of this research. This is the gap that we are going to fill. These are the loopholes. So we can say it is a problem which is not covered properly, and we are lagging behind something because of incomplete information. So we have to find out that gap based on literature reviews, past studies, right? So how to identify these gaps? Raise your own question. This is the one thing we can do. We can identify your main motivating issue, or we can raise our own questions related to the study. We have to look past 5 years papers of good journal, A plus journal, B journal. Identify with the help of keywords. I told you with the help of journal finders, you can identify the keyword. Literature review, read literature review, and then again, there are many software available which we can find out with the help of keywords, like journal finders, or it is already you can do also in Scopus. Elsewhere, in elsewhere, you can open that site of elsewhere, and then you can find out in the search item. So here you can find out with the help of keywords whether these topics are available or not, whether there is a gap or not. So these are the loopholes which we can cover. So how to eliminate these research gap? Either you can go for identifying or classifying. You can identify or classify the reason why research gap exists with insufficient information or biased information when with the help of some literature reviews. Either you go for this way, or you can go for PICOS approach. PICOS approach means population, intervention, comparison, outcome, and setting. So population, information regarding the population that is not adequately represented in the evidence. That means some people has not talked about the population, gender, race. They are lagging behind this. This part might not be covered by them. Intervention means information regarding the specific intervention that is not adequately included in the evidence base. That means duration. The time duration was missing, might be. Comparison. This is another word of PICOS. Lack of information regarding the comparison, intervention, or standard intervention. We can compare the two things. We have information about one thing, one variable, but we can compare with the help of other. Outcome, information regarding outcome of interest organized by type of outcome or time of outcome. The result may vary. I told you at the time of starting of my research. Re means again, search means finding out. When we find out again and again, then we come up with the new output, right? So these are the outcome. One people come up with another outcome, another people come up with another outcome, but the consistency should maintain. Setting information regarding the relevant setting of the research gap. What tools, what methodology you are going to adopt. So it also depends on this also. Another burning issue. People generally get confused between research gap and research question. Now, what is the research question? I hope my voice is audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Clearly audible?
It is audible, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. We will be sharing the PPT in the group.
Now, if again the technical info right this, then I request you to show the PPT.
Yes, do you want me to share the PPT, ma'am?
No, I think now the Wi-Fi is proper. The internet is proper now, I think, from my side. Yes.
Manas.
If I raise the same problem again, then tech required, but in future, in 15 to 20 minutes, if I require, then I will
Yes, ma'am. No issue.
request you. So I think now my connection is proper. Wi-Fi connectivity is proper, I think. So again, we left over with the research question. Again, the people face problem related to research question. Now, what is research question? Research question is the first step of the research, right? So, research question means what you are trying to answer. You are doing research in particular topic, and you are going to answer the questions, right? It narrow down the broadened topic of your area of interest in the research activity. For example, I have created one example. An aging population leads to more fall injuries. An aging population leads to more fall injuries. These injuries are costly in terms of mental, social, and economical cost. This is the practical problem. This is the area. This is the area of research. Now, what research question we can formulate based on aging population? People who are senior citizen above age 72, 75 years, they come up with the injuries, and because of their injuries, the mental problem arises, the social cost or economical cost increases. So what type of research question can we formulate? The research question may be, what do we now know about the cause? What are the cause of fall? What are the cause of falls among seniors? What is the role of IT, information technology, in preventing those falls? What type of IT system are best in preventing those falls? So these are the questions related to this, and we can now move toward this. This have narrowed down our topic, and now we are going to answer on these questions, and then we go for the questionnaire survey based on these questions. So these are basically the research questions. Again, people generally get confused between research paper and research review paper, right? So can anybody tell me what is the difference between research paper and review paper? I will take 15 more minutes. The research paper and review paper, do you have any idea about the difference between the two?
Ma'am, research paper is the original idea of the researcher, whereas a review paper is we refer to other person's research work and compile the work and give a.
Yes, and come up with the conclusion, right? So, research paper deals with your unique investigation, your ideas. It focus on original study. We formulate the question, we collect information, and we conduct the survey, and then we come up with the conclusion. So that means we have to report in research paper. We have to report abstract, background, hypothesis, result, discussion, and conclusion. But when we talk about review paper means we have considered the published paper of previous studies. It is based on secondary literature. On the basis of these existing research, on the basis of our understanding, we are going to report the things, right? So generally, the word limit of research paper is 3,000 to 6,000, and review paper, the word limit is 3,000 to 5,000. Now, these are the outline of research paper. Again, you all know very well. These are the some outline. These are the basic points we have to consider, like title of the paper, abstract and keyword. Abstract means you are giving the brief introduction, and in this brief introduction, you are going to tell the aim of the study, and along with the statistical tool you are going to apply with result and discussion, and it should be and how it is beneficial for the society. So these things you have to give in your abstract part. Coming up with the introduction. Introduction covers the background of the relative theory, studies, overall purpose of the study, the rationale of the study, problem statement, research question, research gap, and it should be written in present tense. Next is literature review. Literature review means we are summarizing the conclusion of previous studies. We are going the whatever previous experts have done, we are going to summarize it on the basis of our understanding. So it highlights on issues or controversy. What is good, what others agree and what others are not agree, what experts agrees and what others experts are not agree. So we are focusing on literature review part. This should be in the past tense. In methodology part, we have to cover the method, the samples, the population, the sample technique, sample size, statistical analysis, statistical tool. So here we have to cover the data collection part. Next is result and discussion. Result means we are only focusing on tables and data. We are not going to interpret it right now. Result means the data, the result output we have obtained. Discussion means now we are going to interpret it. Now you have to show your understanding. In conclusion, you have to sum up the things, discuss the limitation, indicate scope, what are the future studies, what are the future scope available for this. So you can take this. In reference you have to list alphabetically. So if I talk about this, IMRD, Emirates approach is adopted. This. In short, Emirates approach is adopted. Emirates means introduction, methodology, result and discussion. Again, the problem arises when you don't know what is the difference between bibliography and reference. Anybody who wants to say what is the difference between bibliography and reference? Bibliography and reference. Any idea about bibliography or reference? See.
Ma'am, is it, sorry. Ma'am,
Yes,
is
yes.
it that bibliography is referencing an entire book or body of literature and reference is only a piece of the work?
Yes. Bibliography is having the wider scope. And reference is just a part of bibliography. Like bibliography consists of all the sources. Whatever you have whatever sources you have used in searching the topic, in reading the topics, you are including all these sources in the bibliography. Whatever you have read, but you are not included in the paper, that will be the bibliography. Reference means whatever sources you have cited for the paper, that include only those things in the reference. In short, list of reference you have cited in the scholarly work and background reading or other material you have read out but not actually cited. Whatever you have read but you are not using in your paper, it includes bibliography. But whatever you are using, what the list of reference you have cited in your work, whatever you are using for your study, That is in reference. Sorry.
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am, it was in, I enabled the microphone, that's why.
Now, bibliography means in bibliography we can use Chicago citation, Oxford citation. In reference we use APA, MLA or AMA. In bibliography use journal paper, research work. Bibliography is used in journal paper and research work, and reference are used in thesis or dissertation. If we talk about the supporting arguments, so bibliography cannot be used to support the arguments in the result and discussion part, but references are used to support the arguments. Okay. Now, what are the ethical issues? What are the ethical things which we have to keep in mind? Ethics means code of conduct. The guidelines which we have to follow. Ethics means in simple terms, ethics means guidelines. So there are some research ethics which we have to follow. So researchers are expected to avoid bias. Bias means some are the information which are hidden by the scholars, which are hidden by the researcher. So deliberately hiding facts by the researcher should be avoided. The fabricating behavior. Fabricating means some researcher creates spurious or false data. So this fabricating false data, the creating of false data should be avoided, and after creating false data, they present their research work. So they are false data as a actual data. So this should be avoided. Falsification of data should be avoided. They omit some data, they make manipulation in the material or technique. So this should be avoided. Multiple authorship. Multiple authorship means excluding other authors and inclusion of author. Sometimes when we contribute in the paper, suppose there are 3 authors in the paper. One author has deliberately removed the name of second author. It might be possible. So this should be avoided. Duplication of part of partial publication. We are not allowed to publish the same data or same result in more than one publication. So this type of duplication should be avoided. Peer review process is not followed. Again, it is not a type of ethical issue. Single blind review, there are 2 types of reviews. Single blind, when reviewer doesn't know who are the authors. Blind review means when reviewer and author don't know each other. But in single blind peer review means here reviewer know who is the author, but author doesn't know who is the reviewer. So this is called single blind. So generally double blind review is to be considered. Plagiarism, you know very well what is the type of plagiarism. Plagiarism means act of using somebody else's idea or thought or pictures or words. It is illegal and punishable. In general, 10% plagiarism free is allowed. 10% plagiarism is allowed, right? So there are some type of plagiarism. Intercorpus plagiarism means when one student copy data from other in the same submission. One student copy from other. Generally we do in the classroom. External corpus plagiarism means when student copy material from external source. External source here means websites, books, journals. Auto plagiarism means it is citing one's own work without acknowledgement. We are using the language, we are using the paragraph, we are using his sentence, and we are not acknowledging him. So this is called plagiarism, auto plagiarism. So what we have to do? We go for paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means if you want to convert, if you are not able to convert others language in your own language, then you go for paraphrasing. Paraphrasing online tools are available. You can go for Killbot, right? So these are the paraphrasing these are the paraphrasing tools where you can change the language of others if you are not able to create your own, develop your own. Now follow the publication ethics. One manuscript, while submitting the manuscript, you have to submit it to the one manuscript journal, not at all the sub journals. So you have to follow the publication ethics while submitting journals. Follow the formatting style, what is the length, table format, how should be the table format, reference format, APA or Harvard style, whatever. So these are the some reference management tools like EndNote, Mendeley, Zotero. These are some of the management tools, reference management tools, how you can cite, how you can format your references. The thing is, you have to be aware of predatory journals. Predatory means when there are some journals who charge from the authors in the form of article processing charges and get it published in a short span of time within 15 days or 1 month. So always be aware of predatory journals. So the list of cloned journals are available on the UGC approved, CARE approved. I'm going to give you this predatory journal link where you can find out whether this journal is predatory or not. It is a part of predatory or not. So you can check it out. Okay. So thank you. With this, I have completed my session. This is the quote. Quality of work is directly related to person's character. The more you work in a qualitative way, the more you will be positively get appreciation.
The session is open for discussion now. You can post your queries in the chat box or you can unmute and interact with the resource person. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. Ma'am,
the software which we can use for plagiarism is, and you can it is freely available. PlegCheck, PlegX, it is freely available. Or Tuntin, Orcon I will not suggest.
free online paraphrasing tool, ma'am.
I told you at the time of that plagiarism, paraphrasing, Killbot. Quantitative means it is based on numbers, right? So it is a part. Numbers are there. Analytical, what we are going to do in analytical means facts and figures are already available. It is also numeric, but we have data available, and on the based on available data, we are going to interpret it. This is also number, but quantitative means we are going for the survey, numerical data. Yes, Turnitin, plagiarism software, which I will recommend. Either you can go for SEOS, small tools also, but I will not recommend because it is freely available. If you want to go for free available PlegCheck, then you go for PlegCheck. This is freely available. But what you have to do, there are some word limits. Up to 150 words it can take. So I hope you enjoyed the session. This is from my side. Yes, Grammarly is also used for plagiarism.
Please suggest reference books.
For statistics, the actual book is Z Black for statistical part. Thank you so much.
Any questions?
Thank you so much. Z Black, the name of book, which I would like to recommend for statistical part. Yes, I know that it was a little bit faster because the time duration was only for 1 hour, and I have to cover all these things. So you might be getting YouTube recording where you can slow down my voice. There is an option available. You can slow down and then watch it again.
Any queries? I think there are no more queries, ma'am. Shall we wind up now? Shall we wind up now?
Yeah, sure.
On behalf of IOT Academy, we thank Dr. Priyanka Chawla for the interactive, informative, interesting, and enlightening and enriching session, ma'am. We thank you once again for the amazing presentation, and we thank you for enhancing your knowledge with the commendable presentation, ma'am. We thank you very much for your efforts, ma'am. I thank all the participants for joining the session today. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am. It was an amazing session. It was a fruitful and insightful session, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your efforts, ma'am.
So I'm
Kindly
going to
submit
do the call.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Kindly submit the feedback form using the link that has been posted in the chat box. Thank you all.